ArsenalFanTV, 2-0 in the end. It's 3 points. Fans here are still angry because they're like, we wanted 5, 6, 7, 8. It don't always work like that, does it?
Did we win today?
We did win.
Did we actually win today? I mean, listen, like where we are in the season is where we are. I mean, last week when we beat Stoke, everyone was quite happy. We win today and people are upset. I mean,
I think it's the fact that when we beat Stoke, there was still that glimmer that we could get into the top 4. But after West Ham getting battered by Liverpool, that does seem to have gone now. It's completely out of their hands.
Yeah, I mean, we can only do our job, and our job at the moment is to win every single game. Obviously, the Tottenham game was the one within that you kind of think we should have done a bit more, but we've won our games, we've done our bit, and if we don't finish in the top 4, the league table doesn't lie. Where we finish is where we finish, and you've just got to look at that as a whole at the end of the season, but using every single game to bring the emotional baggage of 13 years this, 14 years that, to me, that's unhealthy. Like, that's not a way to support the club. And I don't think that's the way other clubs roll. You don't hear people saying to Mourinho, oh, it's been 5 years since however many years since you last won the trophy. You don't hear that question being posed to Tottenham fans, Liverpool fans, Man City fans.
But if Mourinho was at Manchester United for 13 years and he hadn't won the league, you're going to tell me that no Man United fan would be standing out there moaning and saying, when are you going to win it?
Yeah, but that's a false statistic in the sense that everyone can accept that for the first 5 or 6 years that we moved to the Emirates, we weren't in a position to actually
But what about now?
I mean, now, of course, you can assess it and think, actually, we should be doing more. Don't get me wrong. But when you say 13 years, it's a false statistic. You don't say to Tottenham it's been 50 years, because actually it's only been in the last 2 or 3 seasons that Tottenham have been in a position to win the league. And I think that's kind of where fans go wrong with their whole assessment. I mean,
what about you? I mean, Europa League for you, if we get in the Europa League, is that good enough for a... Look at the size of this club. I mean, it's Europa League?
Nah, Europa League's a nonsense. I honestly, genuinely believe Europa League is a complete nonsense. Like, I would treat it like the Carling Cup, because if we're Arsenal and we're not getting into the Champions League and pushing for the Premiership, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like,
so you think it's a bit like the Carling Cup?
Well, not being funny. If we got to the semi-final of the Europa League, right, and then come like 5th in the Premiership next season, we're all going to be standing there again, and we're going to be having the same conversation. It's a nonsense. The Europa League, I'm not being funny. I will honestly, the Carling Cup. Like, if we won it, I'll be excited for a day, and then I'll go home and I'll play some Call of Duty and forget about it the next day, legitimately, because this the Europa League, brother. Are we serious?
I mean, he's got a good point in it. I mean, look at the size of this club, yeah.
Right.
Europa League. I mean, listen, I know that we've been spoiled over the years, you know, always having Champions League football, but
listen, winning's winning. When you saw Zlatan win the Carling Cup final, he was talking about, this is why I came to England. Mourinho is already talking about the potential of winning 2 trophies. That's the Carling Cup and the Europa League. I think a big club mentality is you win everything that you're in. Yes, you can argue about the fact that, all right, the Europa League is not what you want, but if you're in it, you win it. I'll accept the fact that the Europa League messes up with your Premier League campaign. You're always playing second. I get all of that, but as far as I'm concerned, every trophy that you win, you win. When we lost the Carling Cup, people were more annoyed that day than they were after we lost against Bayern Munich. So don't tell me that the Carling Cup and those competitions don't matter.
How wound up will we all be? Yeah, but how wound up will we all be, right? If we won the Europa League, right, and we won it, and we'd be like, yeah, and we didn't get into the Champions League, or we weren't pushing for the Premiership, right? Well, how wound up will we'd be fuming. I'll be raging. I don't care. Yeah, if we come in, we storm the Europa League and we smash it to bits, and then we're in the Premier League and we're not even pushing for the title. I'll be fuming. I'll be genuine. I'll be raging. I can't even. I'm getting raged just thinking about it. The Europa League. People talking to me about the Europa League. Like, that's the level we've become. That now we're talking to ourselves about the Europa League and what will we do if we win the Europa League? Jesus, man, what has happened to us?
What has happened?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I accept that, but it's the argument, okay, so what do you want to do? Do you want to be finishing in the top 4, potentially doing a Tottenham, challenging for the league and not winning anything, or being in a position where you can potentially win the FA Cup and the Europa League? Now, that's the debate in football. What do you want? For me, I want to see trophies. I want to get to the final. I'll be there at Wembley against Chelsea, but I'm not going to be there upset because we're not in the top 4. We haven't won the league. I'll be there screaming like we won the Champions League if we beat Chelsea, because that's what it's all about. That's what we remember. Don't tell me that fans are going to start saying, let's remove all the FA Cups and everything that's dotted around the stadium. That is what counts. That is what makes your history. Shall we clean the cabinet and just leave the Premier League titles, or do we keep the Community Shields? Do we keep the FA Cups? That's the way I look at it. It's about
cobwebs in that cabinet right now.
Yeah, to be fair. I mean, the man that's responsible for maintaining that is jamming, like Dick Law. But I just think that you can only do the best with the current situation you've got. And obviously, I just want to say big up to my friend. This is his first time at the game. That's why I wanted him on Arsenal TV. And obviously, we've won. And I thought Ozil was different class today.
Yeah,
and, you know, yeah, I thought we did win, by the way. We did win.